Hello, everyone. This is Eddie Gallagher, the host of the EJG3 show. Week one is done. Let's recap it. What a weekend. A lot of great games. We're going to talk about them. Uh, but let's first start off with the Giants Commanders game. Russell Wilson versus Jaden Daniels. Giants Commanders. That's a divisional opponent. The spread was about 6 points. Commanders favored. I thought the Giants would hang with them because of the defense, which I honestly thought the defense played pretty good, uh, because uh they held Daniel Jones to 233 passing yards, uh 220 rushing yards, basically only 3 touchdowns. It was 14-6 after 3 quarters, so the defense played really good. Abdul Carter, um, the rookie. Uh, he only had three tackles. One solo tackle. Um, half a sack. Only one QB hit. Uh, they got after the quarterback. At least in my opinion. Three total sacks. Um, now, well, now let's get to the real story. Russell Wilson, 17 for 37, 168 yards. Uh, look, he had 8 carries, 44 rushes. Look, guys, Russell Wilson is not good anymore. He was washed up 3 years ago. Uh, Sean Payton did not believe in him. He was done in Denver. Uh, Towards the tail end, last year with the Steelers, he couldn't move the ball, score points. Guys, Russell Wilson's done. I think, I'm surprised that Brian Dable is letting him start week two, against the Cowboys. But gosh, I'm sorry, he can't play. He only had a 25.5 QBR, which is not good. This is gonna be a long season, Giants fan. Hopefully Jackson Dart can start pretty soon after the rough opening couple weeks. Uh, because it's a brutal schedule. We all know it's a brutal schedule. But man, Russell Wilson cannot move the football. Uh, I thought, no, you had an altercation with Brian Dable and Malik Neighbors. Neighbors, your best offensive player, was frustrated. He had 5 receptions with 71 yards. He's an absolute stud. But we got to be honest, Russell Wilson cannot play. I think, the fact that the Giants said, "Hey, Russell Wilson, you're going to start no matter what." Yeah, I mean that's not pretty good. That's not good. You can make the case. We'll talk about it later. Justin Fields is better than Russell Wilson right now. I mean, Russell Wilson's old. He's small. Um, Look, he had an unbelievable career, but at the end of the day, he can't play no more. And I think you gotta move on. If he struggles versus Dallas, I do expect him to be benched. But at the end of the day, you know, my question is, okay, if you don't want Jackson Dart to start right away, why don't you go to Jameis Winston? At least Jameis Winston, yeah, he makes mistakes, but at least he can uh throw the football downfield. He's a little bit bigger, taller than Russell Wilson. Uh, but yeah, no, Russell Wilson is not good. Look, I get the Giants O line is not great, but man, you got to show me something. And Russell Wilson, three and out, three and out, three and out. I mean, they're just not good. I mean, look, and I will say this, you know, about the Giants. Yes, we know you have a great defense, but Brian Dable, you're an offensive coach, and you can't score a touchdown. Maybe we should look at you. Maybe we should look at you because I think the past couple of seasons, I heard they, or I think I read that you haven't scored a touchdown in the home opener. Are you kidding me? Not one. I mean, that's on the coach. Brian Dable has been there for years now. Yeah, you need to show me a little something. Uh, because look, obviously he was a great coordinator uh for Buffalo, but and he won a playoff game with Daniel Jones, but man, oh man, Brian Dable was officially on the hot seat. He needs Brian Dable needs to win, you know. But yeah, no, the Giants are gonna be terrible. Uh, but at least on the bright side, yeah, there is no bright side. You might get a top draft pick. That's the only bright side you have. Uh, but I want to move. I want to move to the other guy. The Washington Commanders. Uh, you know, Daniels looked good. Uh, Debo Samuel has 7 receptions, 77 yards. Which that is unbelievable. He is a great addition to this Commanders team. I know Terry McLaurin had 2 receptions with 27 yards, but I think I think the fact that you have two weapons that can help uh, Daniels. Watch out, Commanders are going to be really good this year. Um, but the defense. Look, and give them credit. They gave up 6 points. 2 field goals. Russell Wilson and that offense couldn't do anything. So I gotta give the Commanders credit. Now they do have a tough game next week against the Packers, but 1-0 start. You know, the Eagles didn't look great. They should have probably lost uh, to the Cowboys, but Commanders could really, man, they could really win this division. If they score points, got to see a little bit more of the defense because they did play the Giants, but they're gonna be really good again. Uh, let's go to my next game. Uh, Steelers versus the Jets. Another really good game. Probably one of the best games of the weekend. Um, Aaron Rodgers comes back to New York. He went 22 for 30, 244 yards with 4 TDs. He is a statue, not very mobile, but he, a couple short fields, you know, but, he delivered. I got to give him credit. Um, you know, DK Metcalf, when he gets the ball, and runs up field, he was out. Kelvin Austin made some plays. Now, I am worried about that defense. That defense gave up 32 points to Justin Fields. Look, maybe Justin Fields can play, but a little bit concerning. I mean, talking about maybe one of the best defenses in the league, and you give up 32 points. Not great, not great. But back to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, look, I mean, this was his revenge game. New York shipped him, and you know, scoring 17 points in the fourth quarter. Jets only scoring 6. Yeah, you're gonna win that game. I mean, Jets certainly did not show up in the fourth quarter. New head coach, and Aaron Glenn. But look, I mean, gotta give the Steelers credit because they were the better team. Uh, and their kicker, Chris Boswell, uh, that 60-yard field goal. Oh my gosh, that was a bomb at the end of the game. could have even went farther, to be honest with you. But yeah, no. Steelers are wait and see. Look, I still have them under 8.5. I think every fan should expect the Steelers to to beat the Jets. But I didn't think I thought the Jets would have covered. But now they play against the Seattle team who has a good defense. So I'm excited to see that game. All right. So the game of the weekend, which really surprised me, it was a blowout. The Colts destroyed the Dolphins, 33-8. So there was some reports that Dolphins practices were not good. Mike McDaniel, uh, maybe on the hot seat. Whole Tyreek Hill drama. Yeah, guys, it's official. Dolphins are really bad. Uh, Mike McDaniel is going to get fired this season. There's no doubt about it. This team showed no heart. There was no physical toughness, which Mike McDaniel lacks. Um, yeah, no, I think Tua. Um, I'm glad that he got his money, but at the end of the day, you're not good enough. I think he is a probably a bottom 20 quarterback in the NFL. He look and he went for 14 of 23, 114 yards with two interceptions and a lost fumble. So three turnovers. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, he's been in the league for a very long time. And talking about toughness, that defense, you're giving up 33 points to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is viewed as not a great quarterback in the NFL. And you're giving up that much to him? No, no, no. Mike McDaniel's on a hot seat. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fired, not just this year, but pretty early. I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired in the month of September. That's how strongly I feel about Mike McDaniel. Uh, well, I hope he doesn't get fired, but at the end of the day, they look really bad, not prepared, and he gives out excuses. And I think the Dolphins should definitely get rid of Tyreek Hill. You know, not just his drama off the field, but on the field as well. Um, you know, kind of bickering with his Tua. I don't like seeing that wide receiver and quarterback fight or bicker. But at the end of the day, I think the Dolphins are going to be terrible. They could maybe, this is my bold prediction right now, maybe looking for a new quarterback because Tua is not good. But I want to give credit to Daniel Jones. Um, two scores. Uh, I threw for 272 yards. Not a bad debut. Now he had. I mean, look. I mean, when you run for two shots, look. We know he has legs. Uh, we know he can run the football. And he didn't turn the ball over, which is always good to see. Um, but yeah, no. I think this, but I think the story of that game is clearly about the Dolphins, and it's going to be a long year for the fish. Okay, came down to the wire. Tampa Bay Falcons. Now, Falcons should have won this game. I felt like they were outplaying the Bucks, but Penix, he his first official uh as an official starter this season. He was a backup. Not bad. Threw for 298 yards, went 27 for 42, one touchdown. Um, but this was all about uh, the Bucks. Ame Ubuka, Eme Ubuka for uh, the Buccaneers, rookie wide receiver out of Ohio State. Four receptions, 67 yards, two touchdowns. I think this guy is going to be one of the best wide receivers in the game. I mean, this guy has a lot of talent. He had a lot of talent at Ohio State, but the Bucks finally have a new weapon. Now they're going to be, Mike Evans had a good game, five receptions, 51 yards. But once Chris Godwin comes back, I think this offense could be very, very dangerous because they have lots of talent around them. Now, the Falcons, in my opinion, they could have tied up the game. Obviously, a missed uh, field goal by Koo, uh, but you can't rely on your field goal kickers. Uh, Sometimes you got to finish drives, and they were in the red zone a lot, and they settled for two field goals. I mean that's the game. I mean, you got to score touchdowns, not field goals. Okay, let's go to the game of the weekend. Bills Ravens. We know what happened. The Bills won the game 41 to 40. Now, two things. No, a couple things that I want to talk about. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are absolutely studs. And when they run the ball that effective, they're unstoppable. They're going to put up points. I mean, you talk about Derrick Henry. I said, does he still have anything left? He had 18 carries, 169 yards, two touchdowns. And he is a big man and still really, really fast. The Bills secondary could not catch him. But the defense, I am a little concerned because when you think of Ravens, you think of defense. And the defense for the Ravens gave up way too many points in the fourth quarter, 22-6. Now, did the Ravens blow the game? 100%. 100% they did. And the past couple seasons, they have been blowing games left and right when they're up double figures. How? You have the best quarterback and the best running back. You can't be blowing games. Definitely to good opponents. And even weak opponents. And give credit to Buffalo, for coming back. But that game was there for the Ravens. You're up by 15 with 4 minutes left. You have to finish the deal. You have to. That is an unacceptable loss. And okay, Derrick Henry fumbled, led the points, but I question why they didn't go for it on 4th and 3. You're giving the ball back to Josh Allen with a minute and 26 seconds left, I believe. That's way too much time. I knew the Bills were going to win that game when they punted that football. I was hoping they were going to punt that football because I'm a huge Bills fan. Because the Ravens were running up and down the field all day against that defense. How are you not going for it? I don't get it. Because the Bills defense was struggling the whole game. That's on John Harbaugh. Terrible. He needs to stop blowing games. But let's go back. Let's go to the Bills side. How about that man, Josh Allen, the MVP? Woo! Look, obviously, he had a great game. We know that. Um, he went 33 of 46, 394 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 2 touchdowns. Uh, Now, couple things. I'm impressed with Keon Coleman. Uh, he had 8 receptions, 112 yards, 1 TD. Which, by the way, that touchdown was so lucky. But you know what? That's an effort touchdown. When it's tipped, someone needs to go get it, and he got it. Uh, Now Cook. I thought he was pretty good. He had that long reception, uh, which I think he landed the 1 yard line, or it could have been the 2 yard line. But I thought the offense looked really good. Don Cade, uh, Elijah Moore. No, not Elijah Moore. Joshua Palmer, big time reception, final drive. Josh Allen threading the needle. But if you look at this game, and if you're, I get an unbelievable comeback, but as a Bills fan, I'm really concerned about that defense. Now I get it. When the Ravens are running the football like that, they're unstoppable. But you can't have Josh Allen be Superman all the time. But granted, at the end, the defense did make stops. So I want to give all the credit to Josh Allen because that's where most of it goes. But the defense did make stops at the end. If they don't make those stops, if Ed Oliver does not force Derrick Henry to fumble that ball, the Bills might have lost this game. So you gotta give credit to Ed Oliver for that forced fumble. But and I want to give credit to Matt Prater. 3 for 3, uh, winning field goal, came to the team. I believe it was Thursday, so a couple days in, that was a big time kick. And the Ravens almost got to it. The Ravens almost got to it. So I thought it was an unbelievable game. But at the end of the day, I think both of these teams are the best two teams in the AFC. But man, I still can't believe the Ravens gave that game away. Unfortunate, but that's how football works. You gotta keep going. You can't stop and be uh yeah. You just can't stop. You gotta keep pushing to the middle. But unbelievable games. Uh, yeah, Justin Herbert, best game of his career. That's what I was trying to say about Justin Herbert. We know he has the talent, but can he win the big games against the best quarterbacks? And he did. That was his best game of his career. And I thought the Chargers, and I think the Chiefs are gonna look. They're good, but the Xavier with their injury, I believe he's day to day. But that concerns me. The defense didn't look that dominant, but yeah, no, a lot of good games week 1, but those are the games that I really want to talk about. I'm excited about week 2. So let's go. Football's here. Football is here. So like and subscribe, and see you next time.